40th Anniversary Paducah Summer Festival, July 26th through 29th. The 40th Anniversary Paducah Summer Festival, July 26th to the 29th. Call 1-800-PADUCAH or visit PaducahSummerFestival.com.
Four days of fun in the sun all around the city and on the banks of the Ohio River. That's what the Paducah Summer Festival, the 40th annual Paducah Summer Festival, is all about. Today on our show, I would like to introduce two very special guests who will be talking about the festival this year and their involvement. We'd like to introduce John Pace, who is this year's Public Relations and Marketing Chairperson and also President-elect for the year 2007. Beck Bradford, who is coordinating some great events with a Kids Day in the Arts and the hot air balloon events. So we'd like to take you into talking about the festival, the past history, and maybe get you excited about coming and being with us on July 26th through 29th of this year. It's not easy putting on such a great event as this festival, and this year we're only going to have 4 days in which to do it. But we're going to jam-pack 42 off-river events as well as 4 fantastic nightly concerts on the riverfront. This particular festival has become a tradition in our region, and it started as a mandate from the Governor Ned Breathitt for the 175th anniversary of the state of Kentucky. And Mayor Tom Wilson was asked to coordinate some type of event that would be in conjunction with that. And many years ago, about 40 years ago, Tom Wilson decided to undertake this event, and he was met with some opposition from the downtown merchants. They were worried about closing off Broadway, and that maybe the shoppers wouldn't come, that maybe it was too large of an event to undertake. And so as the years have gone by, about 200,000 people now have attended these events, and about $540,000 has gone into the economic impact of our community. We have had in the past as many as 9 to 11 days of events for the festival, and shortening it down to 4 days shouldn't be too hard to do, but our committees worked really hard this year to make that happen. John, what's the festival going to be like this day with only 4 days to do it all in?
Well, we think that it'll still be up to par. It'll still be the same exciting, community-driven festival as it has been in years past. In 40 years, the festival has evolved to lengthening the festival, to shortening the festival, and this year we have continued that evolution to reduce it and try to concentrate the community involvement, community awareness, and try to create a little bit more excitement for the community and for our festival here in Paducah.
That's great. Now our festival is run entirely by volunteers. Would you like to talk about that?
For 40 years now, the festival has run solely on the power and support of volunteers as well as the contributions of our sponsors. That starts, I think, with Tom Wilson being Mr. Summer Festival, doing the job of 10 people nonstop and at all times. And just like the involvement of Mr. Wilson and the volunteers in years past, it has evolved into a committee today that spans and reaches out to all aspects of our community here in Paducah, to business leaders, to community leaders, right down to trying to get the youth involved. And so we are completely volunteer driven, and we can always use more volunteers. You can never have enough volunteers, that's for sure. Running Pepsi trailers, helping out in the vending area, helping out with coordination leading up to the festival, cleaning up day after day after day. There are a lot of people behind the scenes at the festival, and a lot of people behind the scenes throughout the coordination and marketing and promoting the festival.
Great. So, John, as we've learned a lot about the Riverfront concerts, or we will learn a little bit more about those in the show, I'd like to now turn it over to Becky Bradford. Becky's been with the festival for several years now, and she's served in many capacities, and definitely does a fantastic job with the Kids Day in the Arts and the hot air balloons. So I'm just going to turn it over to her to kind of give some insight on what your involvement has been, Becky, and what the future's going to look like for the upcoming festival.
Well, thank you, Chris. And I have served on the committee for, this will be my 15th Summer Festival. And every year it's exciting, and I look forward to producing events that everyone will attend. It's my way of giving back to the community. I really take pride in being part of the Paducah Summer Festival and being a volunteer for this community. And it's just a small give back on my part.
And you do it so well. Can you tell us a little bit about the Kids Day in the Arts? And first of all, I think at one time it was spelled K-I-D-Z. Is it K-I-D-S, Kids Day in the Arts now? Or what's the title of your event?
It's actually, it has been K-I-D-Z, and we've had some discussion about kids not spelling kids correctly, so I've put it in back with K-I-D-S, Day in the Arts. It's always been Kids Day in the Park since I can remember, and we've always had a great day, family fun at Noble Park. But with the Four Rivers Center being built, I wanted to incorporate the arts in with the Kids Day, and maybe give the kids a little more knowledge about arts. And so I thought, what a great way to combine Kids Day with the Carson Center, and have the arts incorporated with that. And we did that for a couple of years there, and this year I'm very excited about including the Quilt Museum in with our Kids Day. We are going to have Kids Day on the lawn, as well as inside the Quilt Museum in the classrooms, and have a lot of hands-on activities for the children. We will have Lewis and Clark performers to kind of announce the sculptures on the lawn, the new sculptures that they have there, and also have the Navy Band will perform, that we're very excited about. And also we're going to have tours of the Quilt Museum for all children, free tours, and if they do not have a guide to guide them through, the Quilt Museum will provide a guide that will talk about the tours a little bit.
Wonderful.
So we're very excited to be a part of, to join in with the Quilt Museum this year, and we try to involve every organization that we possibly can with the Summer Festival. We thank them.
And for people who aren't familiar with the area, the Quilt Museum is located 2nd and Jefferson, and that's probably going to be very close to some other activities we'll have during the festival.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to that Kids Day in the Arts. That should be awesome. Now, how about the hot air balloon events? I know you've coordinated that for years, and it's a signature event, I understand, with the festival.
It sure is, and we get a large crowd out to view the balloons. We have a glow on Saturday night. This year we are going to move it in the Carson Four Rivers Center lawn Friday evening during the country concert, and that way the folks can possibly come up from the concert during the intermission and view the balloons. And a lot of folks don't realize that they can actually go up and speak to the pilots. They own their balloons, and they're very knowledgeable about their balloons, and they encourage that. They like to interact with the public, And so I encourage everyone to go up and speak with them. Then we have 2 liftoffs on Saturday, which it happens at Noble Park near the lake area, and you just come out about 7 o'clock on Saturday morning, and they will lift off. And that's always a sign that Summer Festival is in Paducah, is when you see the hot air balloons in the air. Then again at 6 p.m. They will lift off again.
There at Noble Park.
There at Noble Park.
We'll talk a minute or two later on about the other events that will go on at the balloon liftoff at Saturday evening. All right, Becky, you're probably too young to remember, and if Pat Earls was here from Paducah Parks and Services, she would be delighted to tell you about the early beginning of the festivals and the things that entailed in making it happen today. And it's still going on, and hopefully it'll go on 40 more years. I'm not sure that we'll be around for the next 40 years. John, would you like to talk a little bit about the Riverfront concerts that we'll have and our involvement?
Certainly, we're very excited about this year's Riverfront Entertainment. Paducah and the Paducah Summer Festival is known for bringing great talent down to the riverfront for the community to come down and check out. I don't know of too many festivals across the country where you can come down and just, for a small contribution, come across the flood wall, pick your spot, and then sit there all night for great talent, upcoming talent. Wednesday night is going to be Contemporary Christian night. The opening act on Wednesday night is Jordan Lindsay. Jordan is a local talent. He has traveled around the globe singing in churches and cathedrals, and he's very excited. We're very excited to have him. Another opening act on Wednesday night is Special D. They're an upcoming, energetic, exuberant contemporary Christian band that is very popular with the contemporary Christian genre. The headliner for Wednesday night is Starfield, and you can see from the pictures that are coming across the screen, Starfield is young, energetic, very popular, up and coming, and we really believe that they will continue on the tradition of the rising star who gets their start right here in Paducah. Wednesday night begins at 6:30, and the headliner goes on at 8 o'clock. The media host for Wednesday night will be WBFL and WPAD AM, WKYX News Talk, and AM 570. Wednesday night is sponsored by the United States Enrichment Corporation and is co-sponsored by U.S. Bank. Thursday night is rock night. I think Thursday has become a tradition for rock and roll on the riverfront. It continually and traditionally draws some of the biggest crowds that the Riverfront Entertainment Series sees every year, year in and year out. We're really excited about this year's Thursday night talent. Thursday night begins at 7 o'clock with opener Big Jim Slade. That's a great start for Thursday night to get it kicked off just right. Another opening act will follow around 7:45, and I believe Huck John. The radio is very excited about Huck Johns. We're excited to have him. We believe that the fans will definitely come out to get a little taste of that rock and roll. The headlining act scheduled to start at 8:30 on Thursday night is Stephen Piercy, the original lead singer of Rat. And Rat is a group that most people probably don't know has had 1 platinum album and 4 gold albums. They're followed very closely by those who love the rock and roll, love the rockers, and we're very excited to get Stephen Piercy down here. We really believe that the kids, the youth, the young adults, and even some of the older crowd will get a real kick out of the rock and roll night. Of course, Thursday is sponsored by our media host, Classic Rock 94.7 and Electric 96.9, and the sponsor for Thursday night is West Kentucky Energy. Friday night is Country Night. Very excited about Country Night. We'll get started at 7:30 with Jim Swick, followed at 8 o'clock with Heather Nicole Thompson. Heather Nicole is an RCA recording artist. She is local talent. She's from Southern Illinois, and we really believe that Heather is going to continue that tradition, as we talked about earlier, as far as being an up-and-coming singer who kind of gets their start, their kick here at the Summer Festival. The headlining talent to start at 9 o'clock on Friday is Rodney Atkins. Rodney has had several top singles on the country charts in 2003, and then has an album out right now that is working its way up the charts with several singles that play very often on the radio. Friday night will be sponsored by 93.3 WKYQ, and they are the media host and the sponsor for Friday night, and we love the Q. Saturday will be the big shebang, if you will. It is the groovy sounds of the 70s, taking it back a little bit. Saturday we'll get started at 7 o'clock with the Dirt Cheap Band, who is a local band here right out of Paducah. Very well known in our area, very well known around the town. And the headliner for Saturday nights begins at 8 o'clock. The Body and Soul Band, they're out of Nashville. They're very wild. They dress wildly, they play wildly, and we anticipate that the crowd will react wildly to them and their music. Saturday night will be, the media host and sponsor is Paducah Sun and WPSD, and we are hoping that maybe we'll get a couple of cutaways live on television for that. Fireworks will get started 9:45, 10 o'clock on Saturday night. Fireworks are sponsored this year by Pepsi Mid-America. Generally, it seems as if everyone in the whole town of Paducah, the whole city of Paducah, and the county of McCracken come down and enjoy the fireworks. It's certainly something to bring the kids down for. It's a great little time to come down if you're out on a date. Whatever the occasion, the fireworks suit everyone, and it's a great way to end the festival and celebrate the 4 days this year.
Wow, John, that sounds exciting. So, you know, the shortening of the day certainly hasn't shortened the entertainment and the excitement of our festival, has it?
Not at all.
And there's a lot of class reunions going on that weekend, so we expect a large crowd from them. We'd like to tell you about some of the off-river events if I could have maybe a 2-hour show, but I don't think that's going to happen. Let me just remind folks that it is July the 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. But we also have some pre-events that will be coming on. Graham Pelham will, at the Just English Antiques shop, will have a wonderful showing down there. You might want to participate in that. The photo competition's been around for a long time, and that's a national event, and they show the winners, and they give the trophies and the awards at the Tribeca Cuisine Mexican restaurant downtown. So that's always a fun event to go to. Paint Your Pet, absolutely. One of those small events that's become an icon for us out at the Right Angle Frame Shop in Lone Oak, and we're just pleased to have them as part of us. This year we wanted to have a Miss Paducah Summer Festival, and we are going to elect that person to hold that in her court. We will have the Kentucky Festival pageants producing the winner for the Miss Kentucky or for the Miss Paducah Summer Festival, but they have a large venue of age groups and categories for everything from birth to 22 years of age, and if you want to get your child in on that, the deadline is July the 16th. So contact us and we'll give you the information. By the way, the Tourism Bureau has been wonderful in producing a brochure that has every year has all these great events, gives the times, the places, and so if there's any question there, we'll be glad to provide brochures for our people out in the area. The Market House Theater produces a cute little show every year for children called Lunchbox Theater, and that's every day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. So that's always well attended. And each night, prior to the Riverfront events, there's going to be lots of entertainment going on around the gazebo area. And there again, we'll refer to our brochure on who's going to be there. I think Jordan Lindsay's going to start it off, that night. And about 5 or 5:30, you might want to wander on down to the riverfront. We have a great vending area this year, lots of good food, lots of fine dining in the downtown restaurants are getting geared up for this, and the downtown merchants are going to have some special things provided during the festival. And we'd like to remind people that the military corner is going to be across from the Quilt Museum and close to the Farmers Market. This year, the Navy, the Army, and the National Guard Armory are coming in with exciting events. Lots of giveaways through the Navy. There's going to be a rap band for maybe the younger audience. I'm not sure. Some of the oldies might join in on that. The obstacle course, football, throw, basketball toss. It's just going to be a fun place to be. Lots of exciting things going on. We've added photos this year. If you want to have your picture taken of your pet or your child or yourself, we will be glad to do that for you with Mark's Art Photos, and that'll be in the gazebo area. The hot air balloon liftoff event, you have 3 times for that, don't you? Well, actually, it's a balloon liftoff on Saturday morning and Saturday evening at Noble Park. And the amphitheater at Noble Park has been rejuvenated, restored. It's just beautiful. So we're going to provide some entertaining things down there. We're going to have Cooter Brown, going to be our DJ and our karaoke king. And we're going to have a pet parade. We're bringing it back. It's always been so hot down on the riverfront, so we're going to the shade of Noble Park this year for that. And that's going to be a wonderful time in conjunction with the hot air balloons. We'd like to remind people that if you have children that have baby dolls that need a checkup, then that can happen at the Learning Railroad. That's a new event, and I think that will be kind of exciting. Don't forget, if you're an airplane enthusiast, the Aero Modelers demo and fly-in will be Saturday morning on the 29th from 9 until noon. Even though it's not downtown Paducah or in the area, you don't want to miss it. It's out on Coleman Road. Quite exciting to see those airplanes fly up. Friends of the Library book sale, again, another icon for the festival, St. Paul Lutheran Church, and that'll be Friday and Saturday. Cross River Swim, if you can recall, another event that just won't go away, and we don't want it to, that will be Saturday. And the kids' triathlon is sponsored by the FSB Bank, and that will be at Noble Park Saturday. The Lowertown Classic Car Show, Lowertown has joined us this year. Lowertown's booming right now, and they've all been offering a lot of events, and they wanted to get involved with the festival this year. So they're going to have a classic car show and shine, and that'll be in their area. So it just goes on, and I didn't even mention about, for senior citizens, the seniors ice cream social at the Senior Citizen Center, the donut eating contest and grease pole contest prior to the riverfront events downtown. On Thursday, there's a senior bingo at Morningside of Paducah and an Oreo stacking contest. I think John's excited about this one. Might get involved.
If you catch me over to the side having a couple of Oreos, don't pay any attention.
And provide the milk, right?
Exactly.
And the kids enjoy the sidewalk chalk art. Splat's coming this year as a model for this event. And I cannot go away without telling people about our extreme checkers. We did it last year. We have one of the largest checkerboards in the world, 52 feet by 52 feet. We actually have people playing the part as checkers. And if that's not good enough, we'll get some little boxes out there. But that's at Residential Care Center in Paducah. We always tell people it's across from the Big Cow on on Irving Cobb Drive. Don't forget the Hot Wheels and the karaoke for kids. This just goes on and on. So be sure and read that brochure from the Tourism Bureau to find out what's going on, when and where. And we'd like to thank some people. Becky, I know that you've been involved with Bell South. They're going to do a wonderful thing for us in the coming days.
Yes, they are. They're going to be a sponsor and highlight us on the front cover of the Bell South Yellow Pages in in the fall of 2007.
Wow.
And we just look forward to working with them and them being part of Paducah Summer Festival.
That is great. And there again, we want to thank a lot of people, the Paducah Ambassadors, the Siemens Institute, USEC, and all the volunteers that help us to produce this festival. Can you think of anyone else that maybe I've missed? How about some of our sponsors, our
We have
PIR? John, tell us about PIR.
PIR is a new sponsor to the festival this year. They are doing some renovation and exciting things out at the racetrack, and not just with racing, but with getting involved in the community. And so, for us, it's the perfect chance to get a new sponsor, and for them, it's the perfect chance to get involved in the community. You can expect to see a couple of Paducah International Raceway cars downtown, as well as a Paducah International Raceway booth. The cars will fire up occasionally, and so the kids, the adults, and the race lovers will have a chance to get up and close and personal with some of the drivers from PIR and their car. There will be unlimited racing merchandise there sold at the PIR booth, and then we'll also be having a chance to win some tickets for NASCAR night at PIR, and a chance to get some autographs with some of the NASCAR drivers. We invite everybody to come out and check out the race car, check out the merchandise, and enter for a chance to win a ticket to go out on NASCAR night and kind of get the VIP treatment. So.
How exciting. Well, we're about ready to wrap it up, and I'd like to remind folks that we can always use more vendors, we can use more volunteers, and if you feel inclined to give us some financial contributions, that's all right too. P.O. Box 1305, Paducah, Kentucky is our mailing address. Our phone number is 270-442-5409. Please come and join us this year. I think it's going to be one of the greatest festivals we've ever had. I'm excited about it. Ms. Becky?
We should offer you to visit our website at www.paducahsummerfestival.com and check out all the events listed on the webpage. So.
That is great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, keep smiling that splat smile. We'll see you at the Paducah Summer Festival, the 40th annual Paducah Summer Festival.
The 40th Anniversary Paducah Summer Festival, July 26th through 29th. The 40th Anniversary Paducah Summer Festival, July 26th to the 29th. And call 1-800-PADUCAH or visit PaducahSummerFestival.com.